Before I returned to my native Norfolk, Andrew and I worked, married, brought up our family and lived in East Sussex. I taught in the little village of Crowhurst, a few miles from Hastings. It was quite a small primary school with about 100 children in 4 classes, and I taught part-time the older pupils. They were also a very friendly staff, and after a few years of working there, we began taking holidays together. A long weekend over one of the half terms, visiting places in Italy and its islands. We stayed in cheap hotels or hostels and had a great time, seeing the sights in Venice, Florence, Sardinia and Rome. We stayed a little bit longer in Rome. There was so much to see. The Colosseum, Trevi Fountain and, my favourite, the Pantheon, with a hole crafted into the roof, allowing rain and snow magically to fall down inside the dome building. But you can't go to Rome without visiting Vatican City, home to the Pope and its wonderful architecture. We queued for hours, coughed up a fortune on the entry fee, and then began our trail around the famous buildings. We marvelled at the inside of the Sistine Chapel with its celebrated painting of God's fingers stretching down to man. We walked across St. Peter's Square, remembering the thousands that flocked to hear the Pope speak from some balcony somewhere, though not that day. And then we entered the Basilica, the largest church in the world, regarded by Catholics as one of their holiest shrines. And that's where I saw and wept in front of La Pietà. La Pietà, this famous statue, created by Michelangelo, not the Ninja Turtle, but a famous respected Italian artist, depicts the Madonna, Mary, Jesus' mother, holding her son in her lap after he was taken down from the cross. It's quite a large statue, made from Carrara marble, but it was the proportions that got me. Mary is bigger than Jesus. And that's what hit me. A mother cradling her dead son, of course she was bigger. It was her little boy. Perhaps it was being away from home. Perhaps it was being a mum myself. But I stood and sobbed in front of that statue. I was completely ignored. Perhaps it happens often. Reading the various accounts of the crucifixion, I think of Mary and what she must have gone through as she watched her son killed in such a brutal way. What was she thinking about? Was she remembering the supernatural events surrounding his birth, the way he grew up, filled with wisdom and the grace of God, his ministry and all that he had said, the miracles he'd performed? We know that Mary was a faithful lady because God chose her to carry and give birth to his son. She was Jesus' mum. And even when Jesus was up there, hanging from that barbarous pole, he provided for her, thought of her. In John's Gospel it says, when Jesus saw his mother there and the disciple whom he loved standing nearby, he said to her, "Woman, here is your son," and to the disciple, "Here is your mother." From that time on, this disciple took her into his home. So of course, the statue in St. Peter's Basilica La Pietà is out of proportion. I'm a mother of 2 30-something-year-old sons, but they're still my babies. Mary's grief at the crucifixion must have been immense. Something of it captured in that amazing statue in Rome. A place to stop, to cry and reflect, but then move hopefully on to the relief and joy of Easter Day.